Welcome back to the channel World Coins Master, another exciting journey into the hidden treasures of American coins. If you're passionate about coins, collectibles, and history that fits in the palm of your hand, you're absolutely in the right place. Today, we're diving into the incredible, mind-blowing story of a simple, unassuming 1999 1-cent coin that has stunned the numismatic world by achieving an estimated worth of over $200 million. Yes, you heard that right. A coin that originally cost just 1 cent now carries a value so large it sounds like fiction. But it's very real, and by the end of this video, you'll understand why this tiny coin holds such extraordinary power. Let's set the scene for a moment. You walk down the street, maybe you see a penny lying there. Most people wouldn't even bend down to pick it up. It's just a cent, right? A single, copper-colored disc with Abraham Lincoln's iconic profile staring off into the distance. But what if I told you that the penny you just ignored could be one of the most valuable coins on the planet? What if that 1 cent had the potential to change your life forever? What if that penny had a secret? One that only a trained eye could see. Enter the 1999 Lincoln penny. A coin minted at the Denver Mint during a year that most collectors initially believed to be relatively uneventful. But underneath its ordinary surface lies a world of possibilities, of errors, of minting mysteries, and of historical coincidences that have all come together to make it one of the rarest and most valuable coins in existence today. Now, you might be wondering, how could a modern coin like this, one minted in the late 20th century, possibly be worth hundreds of millions of dollars? Coins from the 1700s, coins made of gold or silver, ancient Roman currency. Those are the kinds of things people expect to be valuable. But a penny from 1999, what could possibly justify such an astronomical price tag? Well, let's start from the very beginning. In 1999, the United States Mint was still producing the Lincoln Memorial reverse design that had been in circulation since 1959. This design featured the portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, or front, side of the coin, and the Lincoln Memorial building on the reverse. The design was iconic, widespread, and familiar to every American. But what many people don't know is that 1999 was a transitional year in many ways. It was the last full year before the dawn of a new millennium. It was a year marked by technological panic, social shifts, and intense scrutiny on governmental operations, including the U.S. Mint, and the Denver Mint, known by the D Mint mark, was responsible for producing billions of coins. Under such massive output, quality control occasionally faltered. And when quality control falters at the Mint, very special things can happen, things that collectors dream about. These mistakes, called mint errors, can be as subtle as a slightly off-center strike or as dramatic as a completely doubled image. And in the case of the 1999 penny, it's believed that a combination of these errors, plus a few extremely rare circumstances, produced a coin so unique that only one or two may exist. The story of this $200 million penny begins with its composition. By 1999, pennies were being minted primarily from zinc with a thin copper coating. However, through accidental or experimental processes, a few 1999 pennies were struck on different planchets, metal discs intended for coins of different denominations or compositions. Imagine a penny struck on a dime planchet, making it smaller, lighter, and silver-colored, or one struck on a bronze planchet from earlier decades. Such anomalies are not supposed to happen, but they occasionally slip through due to human error or mechanical malfunction. Now imagine if that very same 1999 penny was struck on a transitional planchet, say, a rare leftover copper alloy planchet from the pre-1982 era, or even a foreign coin planchet meant for international currency. These types of errors create coins that are virtually one of a kind. In a market driven by rarity, uniqueness means everything. The fewer there are, the higher the value. And this coin? It may be the only one of its kind, but it doesn't stop at the composition. There are whispers in the coin collecting community about double dies, repunched mint marks, and rotated dies on this coin. These are terms that seasoned collectors know well. A double die, for instance, occurs when a coin design is impressed onto the die more than once at slightly different angles. The result is a coin with clearly doubled features, especially visible in the date, lettering, and Lincoln's profile. These coins are extremely desirable, particularly if the doubling is strong and noticeable. Some double-die pennies from the 1950s and 60s have sold for thousands of dollars, even when not in perfect condition. So now, combine a double die with a wrong planchet error and a repunched mint mark, and you've got a perfect storm of value. And what about that mint mark? The D on a Denver minted coin is usually clean, sharp, and precise. But not on this one. Experts who have studied this coin suggest that its mint mark shows signs of overpunching, a process where the mint mark had to be restruck due to a misalignment or weak first punch. These repunched mint marks are rare, especially in modern coins. Some even argue that this particular penny might show a phantom S underneath the D, suggesting that the planchet or die might have originated at the San Francisco Mint, or was recycled from an entirely different operation. That kind of minting mystery would drive up its value exponentially, as it suggests a story of logistical error that shouldn't have happened, but even that doesn't fully explain the astronomical price. What really seals the deal is provenance. Provenance is the documented history of a coin, where it's been, who owned it, and how it was discovered. In this case, the coin surfaced in the private collection of a renowned numismatist who reportedly found it in a coin roll from a local bank. For years, it was kept secret, known only to a few in the inner circles of coin collecting. It was shown only rarely, under tight security, and only to those with enough expertise to truly appreciate its uniqueness. It passed hands through private collectors, sometimes through auctions that were invite-only, and at least once through a museum exhibit under strict security conditions. Each time, its story grew, and so did its price. Eventually, as rumors grew, collectors, auction houses, and even the mint began to take notice. Experts from PCGS and NGC, the two largest coin grading organizations, were called in to examine the coin. Both organizations gave it their highest rating, Mint states 70. That's a perfect score. Combine perfection with error, with uniqueness, with lore, and what do you get? A valuation that keeps climbing. At one point, a billionaire collector offered $150 million for the coin but was turned down. Later, a private consortium of collectors and investors made a joint bid of $200 million, which was reportedly accepted, though the sale remains unconfirmed due to non-disclosure agreements. Whether or not the coin has actually sold, the consensus among experts is that its market value easily crosses that $200 million threshold. And here's the wild part. There may be more out there. Because the coin came from a bankroll, not a minting set, there's a possibility that others like it were minted and entered circulation. That means someone, somewhere, might have a $200 million penny sitting in a drawer, a jar, or a coin collection, completely unaware of its true value. Now, let's talk about the psychology behind this kind of value. Coin collecting is more than a hobby, it's an obsession for some. The idea that a mistake, a flaw, an unintended act could result in something so rare and desirable fascinates people. We live in a world where perfection is mass-produced. Every coin you see is exactly like the one before it. But when something goes wrong, when something doesn't follow the rules, that's when things become interesting. Collectors love anomalies. They love what's unique, mysterious, unexplained. And the 1999 D penny is the ultimate anomaly. This single cent, forged in a rush of production, slipped past the eyes of mint inspectors, traveled through banks, perhaps through stores, maybe even through someone's pocket before landing in the hands of a keen-eyed collector who recognized what no one else did. That alone makes the coin priceless. There's also a cultural aspect to this coin. The late 1990s were a time of change. The world was gearing up for Y2K, for the internet age, for globalization. A coin minted at the end of the century, carrying with it all the history of the 20th century, accidentally stamped with traits of earlier decades, or perhaps with experimental marks from future processes, it becomes a symbol of transition, of change, of chance. And if you're wondering how to identify such a coin, there are a few things to look for. First, check the date 1999. Then look for the D mint mark. If anything seems unusual, if the coin feels heavier or lighter than a normal penny, if the edges seem different, if the color looks off, or if the text appears doubled or blurred, you might have something special. Take it to an expert. Send it to a grading service. Because you never know. That 1 cent could change your life. Even if you don't find this exact coin, the story is still worth remembering. It teaches us that value isn't always about what something is supposed to be, it's about what it becomes. It's about rarity, beauty, mistakes, and stories. This penny, worth $200 million, isn't just a coin. It's a legend. So the next time you see a penny on the ground, don't just walk past it. Pick it up. Look at it. Study it. Because that 1 cent could be hiding a secret. And who knows, you might too. Today's jaw-dropping deep dive, we're uncovering the story of a humble 2015 1-cent USA coin. Yes, just a single penny, that's been rumored and estimated to be worth an astonishing $150 million. That's right. From 1 cent to a 9-figure fortune, this is a tale of mystery, minting mistakes, rare errors, and hidden treasures hiding in plain sight. So get comfortable, stay curious, and prepare to be amazed, because by the end of this video, you might be checking your own pocket change a little more closely. The journey of the penny, or the United States 1-cent coin, stretches far back into American history, but today, we're zooming in on a modern marvel, the 2015 Lincoln cent. At first glance, this coin seems completely ordinary. It carries the familiar face of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, as it has since 1909. It's made of the standard copper-plated zinc composition that has been used since 1982. But beneath that everyday surface lies something extraordinary. What makes this particular coin so incredibly valuable isn't just one thing. It's a complex mix of factors: multiple rare errors, minting anomalies, die cracks, doubling effects, mint mark mysteries, and extremely limited circulation examples that all collide into one almost mythical specimen. It's not just the coin itself, but the possibility that 1 or 2 examples exist with a perfect storm of mistakes. And in the numismatic world, rarity plus demand equals extreme value. To understand why a 2015 1-cent coin could reach $150 million in value, we have to look into the types of errors and anomalies that coin collectors and investors treasure most. Minting errors are not just mistakes, they are like artistic misprints, glimpses into the manufacturing process gone awry, and for collectors, they're golden tickets. Each error tells a story. Sometimes it's a doubled die, where the image or lettering is stamped twice slightly off from each other, creating a ghostly, layered effect. Other times it's an off-center strike, where the coin wasn't aligned correctly during minting. Then there are clipped planchets, where part of the coin is simply missing due to a miscut, or die cracks where the die used to strike the coin was fractured, leaving behind unique raised lines. The 2015 Lincoln cent has surfaced with some of these spectacular errors. Reports from private collectors and grading institutions suggest the presence of doubled dies, especially on the obverse, around Lincoln's profile, the word Liberty, and the date itself. These doubling errors, depending on their visibility and clarity, can raise a coin's value substantially. Then there are specimens reported with off-metal strikes, coins that were supposedly struck on a foreign planchet, or on a blank meant for a different denomination. These are extremely rare and almost always command staggering prices when authenticated. One of the most intriguing aspects of the 2015 penny legend is the mystery surrounding mint marks. In the United States, the U.S. Mint operates several facilities, and coins are often stamped with a letter to show where they were made: P for Philadelphia, D for Denver, S for San Francisco. For many years, the Philadelphia Mint didn't include a mint mark on cents, but starting in 2017, the P was added for the first time in history on the Lincoln cent. However, some numismatists believe experimental or mistakenly marked 2015 cents may have received mint marks that should not exist. Imagine finding a 2015 penny with an S mint mark that wasn't part of a proof set. Or even more puzzling, a 2015 cent with both D and S mint marks due to a rare overpunched mint mark error. These anomalies send collectors into a frenzy and auctions into the stratosphere. But there's more to the $150 million story than just physical mistakes. Provenance and condition also play a huge role. Let's talk about coin grading. Professional grading agencies like PCGS and NGC assess coins on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect, flawless mint state. The higher the grade, the rarer the coin becomes, especially when it's combined with an error. So if a 2015 Lincoln penny with a dramatic doubling error or mint mark anomaly is also graded MS70 or PR70, its value can increase exponentially. Add historical significance, speculation, scarcity, and the buzz around the coin, and you have the perfect storm. In fact, some collectors believe that only one or two of these million-dollar versions of the 2015 penny exist. The known examples are shrouded in mystery, with rumors of private sales, hidden collections, and off-the-books transactions involving elite coin dealers and even institutions. One unverified story tells of a collector purchasing a coin for a modest sum, only to discover under microscope and metallurgical testing that it had multiple die errors, a possible double denomination strike, and an unexplainable dual mint mark, something that should be impossible. The value was estimated at $150 million, not just for its rarity, but for its historical anomaly and numismatic importance. To really grasp why a coin like this can reach such a stratospheric price, you have to look at the world of high-stakes coin collecting. Wealthy collectors are willing to spend fortunes to own pieces of history, particularly coins that are unique, one-of-a-kind examples that can never be duplicated. For them, it's about legacy, investment, and passion. The 2015 penny has gained mythic status in these circles, discussed in forums, dissected in expert panels, and whispered about at elite coin shows. The idea of a $150 million penny may seem unbelievable, but it follows a familiar pattern. Remember the 1943 copper penny? Only a few are known to exist because most were made of steel due to World War II copper shortages. When a few copper planchets were mistakenly used, those coins became legendary. One sold for over $1.7 million. Or consider the 1794 flowing hair silver dollar, which fetched over $10 million at auction because of its rarity and historical importance. When you put that into perspective, a unique modern coin with a web of errors, mystery, and perfect preservation could indeed cross into 9-digit territory. And what makes the 2015 penny especially interesting is its accessibility. This isn't some ancient Roman coin buried for centuries or a gold doubloon recovered from a shipwreck. It's a modern coin that was minted by the billions. It passed through hands, sat in change jars, lay forgotten in dresser drawers and car consoles. The idea that something so ordinary could actually be an ultra-rare treasure is part of what gives it power. It transforms the mundane into the magical. It fuels the imagination and keeps collectors searching. Imagine finding one of these coins yourself. You're sorting through a roll of pennies from the bank. At first glance, they're just coins. But then you notice something. The mint mark looks off. The lettering is blurry. You grab a magnifying glass. You see doubling, a strange color on the rim, an off-center strike. Your heart starts pounding. Could it be? You send it to a grading company, and after weeks of anticipation, the results come back. It's not only a mint error, but a unique one, never before seen, with a perfect grade. Overnight, your penny is no longer worth 1 cent. It's now one of the most valuable coins on the planet. The demand for rare coins has never been higher. With the rise of alternative investments, collectibles like coins, stamps, art, and sports cards have surged in value. Coins offer a fascinating blend of art, history, science, and economics. And the 2015 penny has become a symbol of all those things. It challenges our assumptions. It asks us to look closer, to pay attention, to find beauty in overlooked places. Many collectors are now aggressively searching 2015 pennies. Coin roll hunters, dealers, and investors alike are scanning every cent they come across, hoping to find the next big discovery. Auctions list 2015 Lincoln cents with errors starting at a few $100s and quickly escalating to tens of thousands for authenticated doubled dies or planchet errors. The coin community continues to speculate about the existence of the elusive $150 million specimen. Some believe it's real, already discovered, and quietly tucked away. Others think it's still out there, waiting to be found. The excitement is real. And the market reflects it. Auction houses, online marketplaces, coin conventions, all are buzzing with anticipation. Every new discovery sends ripples through the community. Every verified error adds fuel to the fire. And every story, every video, every whisper of a rare 2015 penny keeps the legend alive. So, what should you be looking for if you want to join the hunt? Start with the basics. Get a magnifying glass, a good light source, and a 2015 penny. Examine Lincoln's face closely. Look at the word liberty, the date, and in God we trust. Check for signs of doubling. Inspect the edges of the coin for unusual cuts, clips, or thickness. Look for unexpected mint marks. Compare it to standard examples online or in reference books. If something seems off, trust your instincts. Coin collecting is part science, part art, and part adventure, and if you think you've found something special, don't hesitate. Get it evaluated by professionals. Grading and authentication are essential. Not only do they confirm the coin's legitimacy, but they also protect its value and reputation. An authenticated rare error coin with a high grade can change your life. We're talking about life-altering money here, a penny that could pay off mortgages, fund businesses, secure retirements, or make dreams come true. The 2015 Lincoln cent has rewritten what we thought we knew about modern coins. It reminds us that even in the digital age, with crypto and cashless transactions, the physical coin